Are you a transactional employee or a transformational one? What's the difference? And why does it even matter? Look, the biggest differentiator is related to the value you bring to your company. A transactional employee is an expense. A transformational employee is an asset. So are you an expense, or are you an asset that is measurably and exponentially worth more than the salary you're getting paid by your company? Let's take an HR executive, for example. A transactional human resource executive goes to work every day for 8 hours and does what needs to be done. They do things like process payroll, enroll people in benefits, and answer a lot of questions from a lot of employees. So yes, transactional employees do important work, but their value to the organization is defined by what it could cost their company to find someone else who can also perform those same job functions. Payroll processing, for example, is not a strategic function of the company and delivers no competitive advantage. It's just an expense, and the goal is to minimize expenses in order to maximize profit. That's why so many companies outsource functions like that to companies who specialize in doing that kind of work efficiently and cost effectively. When a bunch of other job applicants or an outside company or various tech applications are willing and able to do the same work tasks for less money with fewer hassles, then job security becomes an illusion. Unfortunately, things like loyalty, years of service, and a good attitude don't mean as much as they used to. When transactional employees lose their jobs, don't get promotions or significant raises, many are genuinely surprised and maybe even a little angry. But they shouldn't be. Happens all the time, everywhere, and it's predictable. Transformational employees, on the other hand, are dramatically different. So is the work they do. They have strategic knowledge, experience, and the tools they need to measurably affect the profitability of the companies that they work for. Let's stick with the HR executive example. Transformational human resource executives, by comparison, have a seat in the boardroom during C-suite conversations. Why? Because they know how to solve problems before they occur, and the cost savings they bring are exponentially more than they collect in their salaries. For example, a transformational HR executive looks at things like labor costs and employee engagement. They know that disengaged employees cruising through their workdays at half speed means that the company's labor costs are literally twice what they should be. Let's pretend the labor costs at XYZ company are $10 million per year, and the discretionary effort of the average employee is only 50%. That means the company is paying $10 million a year, but only getting $5 million worth of work accomplished. A transformational HR executive who understands discretionary effort and employee engagement challenges and can figure out how to help employees tap into an additional 10% of their true potential would save that company $1 million a year. If they could help employees capture 20% more of their true potential instead of just 10, it would save their company $2 million a year. When it comes to challenges related to things like employee turnover, transformational HR executives also know the cost of employee turnover. There are formulas for figuring it out. Experts say it costs about 16% of an hourly employee's annual total wages to replace them. For most exempt employees, it costs about 21% of their annual salary to replace each of them. For highly compensated salaried employees like doctors and top executives, it can cost between 150 and 213% of their annual salary to replace each of them. Transformational HR executives know how to reduce employee turnover and retain talented employees. The companies they work for don't lose a fortune each year unnecessarily replacing good people that should have never left. Again, transformational employees are assets who can save their employers exponentially more than what they get paid. That is a secret to job security, faster promotions, and bigger raises. There's nothing wrong with being a transactional employee. There's a place for people who just want to show up, go through the necessary motions, accomplish their routine tasks, and go home. Unfortunately, the downside is that they're easily replaced. Their raises are typically smaller and less frequent. So how do you become a transformational employee? Well, there are all kinds of ways. You can read books, take classes, hire a coach, participate in regular peer roundtable discussions and mastermind groups, or get an advanced educational degree. However, there's another way that you might not have thought about. You might not know about it. You can also apply for, accept, and complete the Workforce Alchemy Challenge at workforcealchemy.com for free. In the time it takes to watch a movie or a couple of your favorite TV shows, you can learn transformational strategies, tactics, and access tools that can help you achieve and showcase measurable improvements where you work. Complete the training modules, earn your certificate, and add it to your LinkedIn profile or your resume. Then when you find yourself in future job performance appraisals or job interviews, you will stand out above the rest. Having your Workforce Alchemy certification is a conversation starter and an easy opportunity to separate yourself further from transactional employees. It allows you to showcase the value of your knowledge and your presence in that role.